Yo, what is up everyone? Bullitt Gaming here today, and today we are going to be reviewing the final Robux aircraft that's been added, and the last Robux aircraft to be added for a bit, so this will be the conclusion of the series for a bit. But here we have the new and remodeled Boeing 787-9, which was just remodeled in the last update, which came on June 1st, 2024. So this plane has been remodeled from the ground up. We now have slats here in the front. We have entirely redone engines and engine sounds here. And flap system is better than it was before. Along with the body is, of course, remodeled and a lot smoother than it was when it was first brought into the game. And keep in mind, the old 787 had been in the game since before I joined. Which, if you know, I joined the game pretty much 2 years ago. So the plane was definitely in need of a remodel, as it was the oldest plane in the game, and yeah, it really needed that remodel. So now the remodel is here, and brings us this entirely new jet, which is really nice. So we have all new gear textures here, as we can tell, like the A350, except the tires are a bit different, as they also have textures on them now too. Of course, the tires are not the smoothest here, as we can tell, but they do have textures on them, as we can tell. It looks like they have like dirt and stuff on them, just as the rims here do, or whatever you want to call those. The backside also does have dirt, or whatever you want to call that, which is pretty nice. And you know, you could tell that the wing also has some, I guess you could call it dirt or water lines on it. You could tell there's more underneath here, along with the aircraft here. Now the same thing is with the front gear here. We have the rims that are textured along with the gear. Redone gear all the way, and now it's more like the A350 gear. The gear don't collide when going up anymore, as they used to, and the rudder actually works for once, which I'll show you guys in a bit. And the front landing gear no longer moves in the air. So yeah, and it brings a whole bunch of new liveries too. So going over to here, if we confirm the aircraft that we want to use, we now have ANA Star Wars livery, Aero Mexico, Air Canada Fly the Flag, Air China, Air Europa, Air France, Air New Zealand All Black livery, Air New Zealand, Air Tahiti Nui, American Airlines, Avianca, Biman Airlines, Boeing 787-9, factory livery, British Airways, China Eastern, China Southern, I'm not even gonna try, Egypt Air, Ethiopian Airlines, Etihad F1, Etihad Manchester City, EVA Air, Gulf Air F1, Hainan Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, Japan Airlines One World, KLM, Korean Air, LATAM, Polish Lot, proud of Polish independence, LATAM, oh, there's two LATAM. This is LATAM LAN livery, and this is LATAM, Lufthansa, Neos, Norse, Norwegian Unichef, Oman Air, Qatar, Qantas, Riyadh Air, I'm pretty sure, Royal Air Monarch, Saudi G20, Scoot, Thai, TUI, Turkish Airlines, United Airlines, United Airlines Continental Merger Livery, Vietnam Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, WestJet, Axiom Air, something like that. Uh, Shanghai Airlines, Miat, Mongolian Airlines, Vistara, and not even gonna try with that. So you have multiple liveries here to choose from. Now this plane you can't choose the engines on as it only comes with one engine type, and I'll have the engine type up on screen. But it only comes with that engine, and therefore you can't choose anything else. So we're gonna be flying the United Airlines new livery here, and we're gonna be doing a quick trip probably. Yeah, I'll start at Punta Cana, I guess, here. So let's go at gate 11 here and spawn there. Alright. This shouldn't take a while, hopefully, please. There we go. Alright, so pushing back here, we have a really nice aircraft. I'm gonna wait for it to get data, show you guys some more stuff. But as you can tell, the engines were on ground power, if you can replay that editor. But yeah, the engines were on ground power, which is a new feature, it seems like, for aircraft in Project Flight here. So that's pretty nice, and we'll be turning on the engines in a second here, but for now I want to push back here and get ready. So I don't know. Oh, there's the taxi lines back here. Yeah, what they need to do for this airport is, if possible, they need to add like green lighting for the taxiway or whatever, because it's kind of hard to see where the taxiway is when it's dark. And in general, sometimes it's kind of hard to find the taxiway. But yeah, all right. So starting engines here, we start engine number 3 first. So there goes engine number 3 as it starts, and then you can see that engine number 4 is. Well, you can't really see, but engine number 4 is on ground power and is moving. So let's go check out engine 3 as it starts up here. The bottom. So a pretty quiet startup there. Get some lights on here. So we have navigation lights, logo lights, beacon lights, and taxi lights. So I think this plane is actually perfect because I also feel like the wing tips are not like angled too high up. Which I know I think talking about that in my Limitless Airline Manager video, which I'll have the link to that up there. But yeah, I was kind of talking about how it looked like the wingtips were bent too high upward. So I mean, if you look at this, it's not too terribly high at all, and it looks nice. But in Limitless Airline Manager, it didn't quite look that way. But yeah, this is the new 787 here at Punta Cana now, and let's let's get it going. So. As you can see, these are all the lights here, and let's get our strobes on here. There you go, we got the strobe lights on now. Alright, so we're gonna start our taxi here after we set the flaps. Flaps do have no sound here, sadly. But the middle, I guess you could call it, oh, aileron. The middle aileron does also kind of work as a flap, as we can tell here. It's extending with the flaps here. So it does indeed work as a flap, you can say, which is pretty nice. Um, Before it did not do that, and it was actually stationary, and only reason it would move is if you pressed A and you were steering the aircraft. We got spoilers here at flat, and then reverse thrust, right there, with of course the normal reverse thrust sound. And yeah, oh yeah, we also have slats. It's a bit hard to see right now in the morning. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see in the kind of morning here, so we're gonna wait till we get to the runway. But yes, there is indeed slats here. And we'll go over engine sounds in a second here, so let me get to the runway and I'll show you guys the engine sounds. Alright, and here is the 787 on the runway ready for takeoff here. So, as we can actually see, right here, it's kind of hard to get to it now, but where the landing lights are, here we go. You can see that they're on, but there's not quite an old lighting texture like there is on the wingtips here, as you can see if I go to like the wingtips over there. It's actually forgot what type of lighting that is, but it's a different type of lighting, and now it just, when you turn on the landing lights, it just gets brighter, and your lights are on rather than having the actual like dot kind of lighting, which is really nice. Shows that the game is definitely advancing from what it was before, you know. So that is really nice. The engines here are also running on idle here, which is pretty nice here. And this is the plane with all of its lights on as of now here. So we're gonna go over control surfaces here. If we go to if we go turn on our thing, we can go check out ailerons here, which as we can see include these parts that move with the flaps now. Right here, as we can see, if I was to turn it back on, it goes up. Same thing on the other side. We have the two ailerons, one right here and one right here. The back, we have the horizontal stabilizer, which works, and then the thing that never used to work, the rudder. So now the rudder does work indeed also. The plane does bounce a little bit. If you have dynamic suspension on, it does bounce a little bit. But it is not that bad, and it's, yeah, it's very unnoticeable. Aircraft, of course, has very smooth body lines, as we can tell from down here. The only really unsmooth thing I'm seeing here is the landing gear, or not landing gear, but the actual wheels. So yeah, that shows that this plane is definitely advanced from when it was first in the game, and that's really nice. So we're gonna go on our takeoff roll here. So let's do this. Show you guys the engine sounds. Alright, and then that's back from down here, from the front of the aircraft. And then from the back of the aircraft. Alright, and there's the throttle there, engine sounds. Now we're gonna rotate here. And so, of course, the gear have little totes to them, as the 787 gear does. The gear in the front does, I did notice, it does move when you're in the sky. I don't think it moves much when it's put away, stowed here, which we'll be showing you guys real quick. And, yeah, the gear shouldn't collide either with the whatever you want to call it, gear area like it used to here. So, yep. There they go, and they do not collide, of course, which is really nice. And now they're going to be stowed away. So, you used to be able to see something up there that would move whenever you would go like this, and clearly now you don't, which is nice. Shows that they fixed that. The gear doesn't lock, obviously, but at least it's, you know, stowed and you can't see that it's moving. As for the slats, you can tell here that there are slats. They do come up, really, but if I put the flaps up here, then you can see that the slats start to go back to where they came from here, and then the flaps are back in their stowed position here. So those are the really features of the aircraft. We're gonna turn off landing lights here now, and we're gonna start turning. We're gonna start turning toward Gran Canaria, which is where we'll be doing our quick little flight to, I guess. So, not too sure what the top speed of the plane is. I haven't done a top speed test of the aircraft here. So we're going to be doing that here real quickly if we can. We're going to level off at maybe 6,000 or something if I can get this thing up to there that fast. So we're going to... Nope, it's not going to be 6,000. Oh, wait, yes. It'll be a little over 6,000. We'll go 6,500 before we get there fast enough. There we go. 6,500. There we go. Got it. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna be leveling off here at 6,500 as we head to Gran Canaria, and we will be seeing if we can get to the top speed for this aircraft here. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a decently fast aircraft here, but we will see. So Boeing still makes the 787-9. It's not one of those discontinued aircraft like the 757-200, and I think 737-800 or 900. 717-200. Yeah. So most of the aircraft that are actually in the Boeing lineup in this game are discontinued. Actually, I think all of them. Because all except this one is. Because you have the 757-200, which is discontinued. 737-800, which is also discontinued. 717-200, which is also discontinued. And 787-9. Which is still there, so I feel like I'm missing an aircraft though, that's the only thing. 757, 737, we don't have a 767, we don't have a 727, I keep saying 727, I don't know, I'll have to picture the missing aircraft if there is one up on screen. But we are at 460 knots here and still going up, so we might actually go Menorca or something then, because I don't think we'll be landing at Gran Canaria if we're still going this fast here. So we'll quickly turn here toward Menorca. But yeah, this plane is very fast and very fuel efficient here. The thing about this plane that is interesting is that it does have these, I guess you could call them teeth or shark bite marks on the wings. They're not wings, but engines here, as you can see. So those are to help actually lessen the amount of, like, noise, I guess, that the engine makes. I don't remember exactly how it works, and if I can find a diagram of how it works, I'll have it up on screen. But essentially what it does is it lessens the engine noise so that it is quieter, which is really nice. And the only other aircraft that Boeing makes that has these is the 737 Maxes, which have these. So the 787 and Max are the only, and the 737 Max are the only aircraft that actually have this type of stuff, which is pretty nice. You know, they're very nice aircraft, and they both have the, I guess, noise canceling things. And it's nice because it's on pretty much Boeing's two really popular aircraft, the 787-9 and the 737 Max. So that is really nice. The 757 is also a very popular aircraft, I would say. But oh, and it's on the 747-8. How could I forget that? It's also on the 747-8, but of course the 747-8 is now. But those are the only three aircraft that had it, had it. So that is pretty nice. It was on Boeing's most popular aircraft models. Although I don't really think that the Boeing 747-8 really needed it, due to the fact that the majority of them are cargo aircraft, and very few are actually operating as 747-8Is. So, but yeah, that is just my little thing on the little teeth on there. So yeah, as we go around the plane here, we have different engine sounds here, so I'll do that real quick. Different engine sounds as we go around the plane here, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that is the 787-9. We're gonna go in a second, get out of this view, and we'll go figure out what the top speed of this aircraft is here, because we haven't yet found that out. And we'll start our descent because we're probably already really close. So let's get back here. Let's turn on this stuff here. Alright. Where's Menorca? Did we pass it? It's over there, okay. So we seem to have a top speed of 171 knots here. So, that is nice. So it's about 170 will go, 170 knots, because when you're turning it's about 170. here. So yeah, you have about 170 knot top speed on the aircraft here, which is pretty nice, and we'll get it set now for landing here. And I'll get the autopilot set for landing speed here. We're gonna need that for landing. For now, let's get it set to 265 here, as we are kind of really close to Minorca. Yeah, we'll get it set to 265 here, and we'll mess with that if we need to. Ah, yes, you are still on altitude. That is why that wasn't working. Okay. Alright, there we go. And we are slowing down. So let's use the spoilers here. These are the only spoilers on the aircraft. Nothing really fancy, just the normal spoilers. On the aircraft wing, which is pretty nice here. And, we might not actually make it to the airport, and, because we are still a bit high and a bit fast. Hoping if I do this little zigzag stuff, this will help. Goodness, I might as well just put this at 165 knots here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright, so let's see. The other thing too is I'm also not very sure what other Robux aircraft will be added, relating, or just in general, what other Robux aircraft will be added. I'm assuming that it would most likely be some of the fighter jets in the military update. The military update seems to kind of be like unconfirmed and then confirmed. It's kind of weird how it's going right now, you know. Yeah. I'll have a picture of what I mean up on screen, but yeah, it's kind of weird here. Let's see if we can land. Let's see if we can land. Let's see if we can land. We're not gonna make it. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick circle here as we lose speed for landing. Let's get the gears down though here, since we already did that. Of course they do not collide again, which is nice. I'm pretty sure the nose gear still does move. If I was to go like this, yes it does. So, that is the only thing, the nose gear still does move, it doesn't lock. Alright, and then we're gonna get the flaps set here for landing. I think we could go a bit slower, but I'm gonna keep it at 165 for now. Alright, and, if we go here, we can also see the slats are now out, and down, or no, up, whatever you want to call it. It looks, like they're down on one side, up on the other, but they're up, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, the flaps and slats are set for landing here. And, let's get our landing lights on here, and we're gonna do a quick landing here at Minorca, show you guys how the landing gear, react to landing, and how the plane in general reacts to landing here. We're gonna be manually landing, of course. Right. This is the part that requires the most focus. As I found with the Hawaiian Airlines video, or whatever, if, not focused, I get a decently bad landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
A bit late of a landing, but there we go. At least it's a butter here. So we have now landed here, and of course the gears compressed as usual. Pretty nice, smooth landing. You get the same kind of braking effect that you do in other aircraft, and the reverse thrust works as it's supposed to here. So that is really all for the 787/9 review here. Now, what would I say? I would say get this before you get the A350 at this point. I mean, this is why I was waiting to review it, because this plane I knew when it came out was pretty much going to be the best plane that Project Flight has, and it really is. I mean, yeah, there's a lot to say about the A350, but there's even more to say about this aircraft. This aircraft's really, really nice. I mean, it's got stuff that the A350 didn't have and probably doesn't even have as of now. The ground power, I think, is on all aircraft now, but, I mean, that's really nice, you know. Just the way this aircraft is, and I would say the textures on the wheels and rims and stuff like that, it's really nice. I would honestly say this would be better than the A350. And you know the A350 was like the king before this thing, and I think with every update, Project Flight aircraft just get better and better. And I have to agree, you know, this aircraft definitely has a lot of improvements on it from the A350. Um, you know, so I'll just say it. You should just get this aircraft. Don't even think about it. Don't hesitate. Just get the aircraft. I'll have the price exactly of it up on screen. I'm not sure if it's changed from when I originally bought it, but I'll have the price for it up on screen here. And you know, I just suggest getting this like right now. Just get it at this point. It is pretty much the best aircraft in Project Flight, if not the best aircraft. And it competes very, very closely with the A350, but I gotta give it, I think, to this aircraft. I mean, just the detail and time and effort put into this aircraft with the liveries is also just really nice. Oh, the flaps weren't even set to landing. Oh, I thought they were. Oh, well, anyway, we're gonna ignore the fact that they weren't set to landing. But yeah, I think that's gonna be all for the 787/9 review, and, you know, I would just say get it right now. Just get it right now. You know, stop the video, just get it right now. But if you have made it this far, then, thank you, and, yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video, so, see you guys again. Don't forget to join my Discord, actually. Don't forget to join my Discord down below so you know when I'm posting new videos like this one. But with that, everyone, have a great day, and I will see you guys again next time. Goodbye.